Right. All right. This is very exciting. Yay. I think we're live here. And it's Lianne Bridges. And I'm really excited because I know that I have to. I think we're live here. Okay. And it's Lianne Bridges. And so I have to, I'm not sure if I'm doing it right, Desiree. Do I have to turn off the other one? I don't know if it's
Yes, you have to turn off the other one and just leave the Zoom one on.
So do I close it or do I do anything else?
You just close the Facebook, and I'm just going to check in the Awakening Village to make sure that we are live on my phone.
All right.
Yeah, there we are. We're live.
Yay. Hey everyone, sorry, this is kind of like my first time doing straight from Zoom to Facebook and our group. So welcome. Hope you guys, if you're watching it now with us live, you'll be able to, give us some questions and that type of thing. I'm really excited because Desiree's here from Bridging the Gap, and she and I have been talking about doing something like this for quite some time. So some of you know that my work involves helping people to, figure out what their passion, their purpose is, to figure out what are some of the roadblocks that might be getting in the way, and work towards whether it's within a company, or if they want to start a side gig or even a new business, or after retirement, try something new. And I was really excited when I got to know Desiree a little bit better and the platform that she and Gabby have been working on. And I've been using it, and it's just like a phenomenal. So I was so excited to be able to bring her on and talk a little bit more about this for all you out there who are practitioners, holistic practitioners, service providers, coaches, consultants. This is a marketing and sales and online course kind of program, as well as guidance all in one. So welcome, Desiree. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Lianne.
Awesome. Now, how do I find out about comments if anyone's doing comments? How do I track that? So she's my tech support, so she'll be able to show me.
I think what's best is do you have another device, like an iPhone? Okay, so I think it's best if you open up your device and definitely put the volume on 0, and then you'll see comments coming in, and you'll be able to answer them live.
Okay. That's good, except the fact that I am almost out of batteries. So
that doesn't help.
I'll switch back and forth as we go along from my other things. So anyways, thanks so much for joining and talking today about how we can really help people with that challenge of wanting to live their passion, wanting to do what they love, wanting to share their gifts, but getting kind of stuck in how do I get clients? How do I, focus on all that's required from marketing and the website and building my courses and everything like that. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in this area?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a naturopath by trade. I've been a naturopath for the past 10 years, and Gabby, my business partner, has been a naturopath for the past 20 years. And we met by way of me wanting to specialize in IBS and digestive health, because that's the health issue that I had throughout my childhood and my teen years. And I ended up falling on her Facebook group and saw that she had this massive Facebook group. And I approached her. And throughout all of my years as a naturopath, I also became obsessed with online marketing and digital marketing and strategies. And I just became very, very interested in this. And I used to listen to tons of podcasts and constantly learn and try different things. And I approached her and I said, what are you doing with this massive group? And she said, nothing. And I'm like, okay, we have to do something here. We have to create a program. So I just, got her interested. And she had also been super interested in all of these topics as well. So together we just developed this passion, and we ended up starting a group ourselves, like a signature program for our individual members with IBS. We had different levels of our program. We have like a self-study level, and then we have a gold level, which involves our naturopathic consultation. So the more personalized support and customized support you put into your course, the higher you can charge for it. Yeah. And at the same time, Gabby lectures at the College of Naturopathic Medicine, and she had all of her students coming up to her at the end of class saying, what is it that you're doing online? They were just so fascinated and always inquiring about her strategies and what she's doing because they wanted to do the same thing. which means that, you know, when we're trained in naturopathic medicine specifically, we're not necessarily taught how to run a business, how to market a business, how to generate leads in the clinic, in a clinical setting, but we're also definitely not taught how to do this in the online setting. And I think this is what's so missing so much. And it's what entrepreneurs and service-based practitioners are thirsty to learn these days, because they know they have to get online more than ever.
Exactly. And it's so challenging because, like you said, for healthcare practitioners, or if you're any kind of coach or you're a consultant of any kind, like you're a service provider and a knowledge service provider. And a lot of people don't recognize what's required. I've had a number of clients have come to me and they've spent tens of thousands of dollars on courses.
Yes.
So, and they've kind of depleted all of their savings. And then they get to the point where they're ready to practice and they have no money to market and sell or anything like that. And this is one of the greatest things, and we'll get into your program, is that you offer it month to month. You don't put this huge amount down, you know, so it's a really affordable way for people to get started and scale as they go. But it's that's so sad when people have a passion and they've even gone through all the self-training and everything like that, but they can't launch, or they launch really not very effectively. And I think that feeds into a lot of the stats of why people don't succeed after a year or 5 years. The vast majority, I think by 10 years are not successful in business. So we want to help more and more, raise that percentage that more people are successful. And I think right now more than ever, there's a need for entrepreneurs and people to do their own thing and, you know, find different ways of being able to share their gifts, right?
Yes, you're so right. We have clients who have gone through these massive high ticket coaching programs that don't give them applicable strategy. It's very much theoretical. At the end of the day, they don't have strategy. So yes, as you say, our academy is very strategic. It's very on point. It's very much exactly what you need to know in order to do the thing. You know, it's not just fluffy learning for no reason. And then it's very actionable. So we get them to actually go into the platform and apply the knowledge right away. And as you say, they're scaling and building as they go. So yes.
That's really key. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so this is one of the things that I find that's really, really challenging for people, that a lot of entrepreneurs will say, I just want someone else to do the marketing and sales for me. It's not my strength and everything. And one of the best advice I had ever got was that as an entrepreneur, one of the things you have to realize is that marketing and sales is one of the most important aspects of your business. And you can't just give everything away. You can't give the most important part of your business away to someone else unless you know it well enough yourself. And this is one of the things that people don't recognize. And so, yes, there's some elements that you may not like that much, but you can learn to do some of it. You know, like I'm a new Airbnb host. Ooh. And I got this recommendation as well. It's like, you know, if you don't know how to really clean your rental property really well, like it's one thing for me to clean my house. It's another thing for me to clean my Airbnb. So how can I teach somebody that? So here I am. Do I like cleaning my Airbnb property? Not at all, but I do it. And actually, then I don't mind it. You know, you kind of get into it when you get better at it, and you know you're creating something that other people are going to enjoy and stuff like that. And then I can delegate it to somebody else, and but you can know it yourself. And I think that what your platform, what your whole program and your whole system, I won't call it just a platform because it's a whole system with coaching and step-by-step approach and all of the technology that you'll need for sales and marketing, that it allows you to learn the things, go through it, and then what you might need down the road, you know, other help or other people to do for you, you can do that.
Exactly. There are some parts of your business that you just can't delegate. You know, some of it has to come from, like, I know my ideal client so well. When I hire someone else, because I have tried to hire other people to speak as me, it does not work. In the past, I used to outsource a lot of the tasks, but I realized that if I was not able to delegate and give them step-by-step instructions, it would not get properly done. So in a way, as an entrepreneur, you kind of have to learn what you need to do in order to properly delegate. And then you're able to outsource and hand over some of the tasks, not all of the tasks. But you're the only one who really understands your ideal client, who really understands the ins and outs of your business. So you have to be like an active participant in your business.
Exactly.
I believe.
And
yeah.
I think that, even some people who are starting to recognize that get overwhelmed, when you think, like, you go on, it's amazing. If you're interested at all in a topic and you go on social media, all of a sudden you click on one thing, then you get it forever, right? So if you're on Instagram, for example, and you start to want to learn a little bit about, developing a website and a sales funnel, if, some people know what that is, some don't, attracting clients. And before you know it, you'll get a gazillion different professionals, advertising that, and it becomes so overwhelming.
Yes.
And, one of the great ones, they have a program for either free or $100, and it's 30 days. And before you know it, you've got this download. And I've got a business degree and an MBA, and I go through this course. I've been teaching business for 35 years, and it overwhelms me. I'm like, I can't do this, right? So that's the state of a lot of people wanting to do all this. It's like they're just so overwhelmed with, one, I don't know how to do it, what I need to do. And there's so much available out there. Who do I pick? How do I figure this all out? And so what I thought was really cool about you guys, and I'm really excited about your whole system, because I've been doing this for so many years and teaching entrepreneurs for so many years. And I've been looking for myself for kind of an all-in-one system. And what I think is so cool is that, I've developed my own website on a platform. And then I tried to connect that like a WordPress platform. And then I tried to connect it with a sales funnel. Well, the sales funnels are not really good on that at all. So then you go outside and you get another tech platform for sales funnels, and you have to learn how that and have to connect the two. Then you have an email service provider and all that's required. And then you want to build a course and make it nice and interactive. And you have to create videos and put the videos and all of these pieces. They're like a puzzle. And often the way I have done it, literally over the last 5 to 10 years, is taken pieces of all over the place and try to hook them together and create kind of like an octopus, right? And at the same time, with all these pieces, each one is very expensive. It may not seem a lot at once on a monthly basis, but over time, I'm spending hundreds of dollars per month. So what I found, and we're going to have a chance to look at your whole system, but what I thought was really cool is that everything is there together. You can start off with, okay, so what do you want to say to the world about what you're doing in particular, either your website or the product or service you want to offer? You can just make it really, really simple. And then, okay, so you tell them about that. Then they have to, then there's like a call to action. You have to either find out more information or buy something. Okay, so that requires like links and things behind the scenes to work. And so you have all of the pieces in place for us to kind of literally just fill in the blanks. There's templates and everything. Here's the link. Okay, you got to put this information for the link. It all works so seamlessly. It's really amazing. And I think what's also great is you have the guidance too. If you want, just the bare bones of, I want the system and I want it to work, great. But if you want guidance through the whole thing too, you have, the academy that can help people with everything as well.
Yes, it's a full business building tool and strategy kit. And the whole point, because we sat on our course for so long, I don't even want to say how long, but like practitioners can waste so many years trying to get it perfect, trying to figure out which platform. I see so many practitioners like talking about which platform to use for years, and then they don't take action. So all of this does have the potential to take so long, and procrastination, and then imposter syndrome, and all these other things come in, and money mindset and fears, and, fears of showing up. And then they're just stuck in inaction. So the whole point of our system is to learn, implement, and get your business up and running fast so you can start impacting more lives and earning more income fast. And our practitioners, it's amazing how quickly they're getting things going. It's beautiful to watch that.
Well, and there's like in corporations, there's like kind of a concept of minimal viable product.
Hmm.
And the idea is that if they're building a new system of any kind or going out with a new product or something like that, they don't make it perfect and then launch it. They say they want it to be a minimal viable, something at least that you still will be viable out there, so that you don't invest so much time and energy and it doesn't work. It's like a pilot, or a kind of idea balloon. You bring it out there in the market, and then you can see. And that's what's has stopped a lot of people, because they felt they had to create a whole website. Then it's a whole funnel, and I don't know how many years I put off developing a funnel. I can't tell you how many years I kept on my to-do list. I got to develop a funnel.
And funnels are even more important than websites. Funnels are everything. I get my clients right now, if they come with nothing, I'm like, we're going to develop your funnel first. So you can go out there, start giving talks, driving traffic into your world, and just send them into your funnel. So at least you can give them something in return, as opposed to spending so many years on a website, which people are not going to just land on your website randomly. You have to drive traffic to a page. And so funnels are so important, they're everything.
Yeah. And, some people watching may not really know what the whole context of sales funnels, often we call it sales funnel or sales and marketing funnel. Can you kind of give a high level view of what you would say the difference is between, if you were to start out just with a simple sales funnel versus a website? What would you describe the difference between the two?
Okay. So a website is somewhere where someone lands. Well, I believe that there should be the first point of a funnel on a website. So should I show you?
Sure.
Well, the idea of a funnel is that you have a large number. It's like a funnel, right? You're funneling people through a funnel. So you have a large number of people that are potentially interested in your service, and you're narrowing down to the people that are actually going to be potential buyers. You want to convert those people into purchasers of your program. So you're driving traffic into a funnel, meaning the first point of the funnel is where you give them a free piece of content, like an appetizer, in order to get a taste of what you have to offer, in order to get a taste of you, so they can begin to know, like, and trust you. And as they go through the funnel, you sort of develop a deeper relationship with that potential ideal client, to the point where at the end they would say, okay, this person has a solution to the problem that I have, and I'm ready to make that conversion and purchase that. I don't know if I explained that properly, but that's
for sure. Like, because the way I used to see and help clients develop websites, it was kind of a place where they would go and they would have maybe multiple pages describing all of their services, and they have a blog, and they have a contact me, and they have all this different things. Whereas the sales funnel can be one place that they go, one like small, very simple, very focused page that people go to. And then once they go to the page, you want to capture their attention by asking them what we call a call to action, whether it might be, you want a free thing, or provide your email, or you want to go sign up for this webinar, or whatever it might be, or a free session with me, so that once they get there, there's something you're asking them to do, and they have to exchange something as a result. And once they exchange their email, then you can continue to communicate with them, driving them to more and more interactions with you. And that ultimately will lead to much higher level of sales. And so that means you don't have that one place they first land doesn't have to be this massive website. You might not have blogs in it. You may not have all your services, your homepage, your about me. You just have that one piece of information about what you're trying to get them to do, right?
Yes.
That might be a good way to kind of explain it.
Yeah, I can turn the screen around and show you guys. And chances are, if you don't know what the word sales funnel is, it's okay. But you probably have engaged in a sales funnel where you've exchanged.
Yes, that's for sure. We all have.
We all
Every
have.
time we sign up for something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you purchase something on Amazon, you're part of a sales funnel. Anytime you give away your contact information in exchange for something else, you've entered into a funnel.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so if you wouldn't mind maybe just showing us what it looks like on your system.
Sure. So since we've been talking about sales funnels, are you able to see my screen?
Yes. Looks
okay.
Great.
So I'll just show you. This is an example of a sales funnel where it's a dedicated landing page or opt-in page where you have no other distractions. So it's been designed in a very specific way so that the person cannot navigate to other pages. There's one main targeted goal of this page. It's to get them to sign up for this thing. So there's one call to action. You don't ask them to do two different things. You ask them to do one thing specifically. The opt-in page is going to pertain to a problem that they're having, and you're offering a solution. So this is the solution for the problem that you're having of being stuck in a one-to-one model in my example. And this is how this presentation is going to show you how you can go from having a one-to-one client consultation model into having a thriving business where you have more income, where you have more time freedom, where you have more flexibility with your schedule. So I'd like them to enter their name and email address, and that automatically enters them into the back end where they are subscribed. This all happens automatically. So you can continually drive traffic to this page, but not have to do anything manually. It's all automatic and automated once you set it up one time. So then they're entering into a list, which has a sequence of automated emails attached to it. And you're asking them 2 times. You're telling them a little bit about yourself. The second stage of the funnel, which automatically gets triggered, is a thank you. So thank you for, registering to watch my presentation. Here's where you can.
This is what they get, once they've put their email address in there. Yeah. So it's a thank you page. Yeah. Okay.
As the thank you page automatically gets triggered, and then the first email sequence gets triggered. So within our academy and our tech platform, we give you all of these pages templated out. So all you have to do is sit there and fill in the blanks. And we show you how to do everything. So this is a prime piece of real estate, your thank you page, where you can get them to go a little bit deeper. Join my free community. Everyone the number one thing that you should be doing right now is growing your private community, because those are going to be warmer leads that you can eventually pitch your product to. So they would join the community, they would register to watch the presentation, and then this is the hamburger in the middle of those 2 pages, which is sent to them by email, and they can watch, a very informative, value-rich presentation, and then they can take action by filling in some worksheets. So what you're ultimately giving them is a taste of what you have to offer. They're getting to know you. You want to make this some of your best content that you give away for free, because then they'll be more likely to become more and more interested in what you have to offer, especially if you're solving a problem for them that they've been struggling with for so long. I mean, what's better than that, right?
Exactly. Can I see those 3 steps there down below, a little bit lower? Sorry.
Yes.
That page. Yeah, the step. So you have download a chart, a second chart, and then book a call. So you've got kind of 2 free things, and you're also giving them a third thing that's free, which is a strategy call, right?
Yes.
And so ultimately from this one, is your what you want the most is the strategy call? Is that what you would really like from them? Because
of course.
Can you explain a little bit why that would be important for you?
Sure. So especially if you're selling a high ticket item, which means if you've developed your online signature program and you're charging $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 for it, they're going to have to get to know you before taking out their credit card and paying such a huge amount. And so I find that the best way we speak with our clients, with our potential ideal clients all the time. I'm on the phone all the time with my clients, because it's the best way for them to get to know me, like me, trust me. I can demonstrate to them that I have a solution for their problem. I can understand their pain points and their struggles and what they're going through and why they're stuck. At the end of my sessions, people are like, oh my God, my mind is racing. I'm so excited because I have so many new ideas. So even if they don't purchase from you at the end, on a sales call, you're able to give so much value and help them. And eventually when they're ready to take action, even if it's a few years from now, they'll come back to you because they'll remember the value that you provided. So there's no substitute for getting on the phone with your clients. It's the best.
That's absolutely true. And I can vouch for that. I recently had a client that came back after 10 years.
Wow.
The program with me. And it's like, you just never know when you plant that seed, right? It's amazing.
Yes.
And then last year I had another one that came back after 5 years, saw a presentation I did in California at a conference. And I had how you have your step 1 and step 2 are like these charts or infographics or some sort of info rich information. I had a chart kind of infographic that I handed out at the presentation. And she told me that she was in one city and her mom was in another. And she was thinking, I need this help right now. And she remembered that chart 5 years later. She asked somebody to go into her study, find it, and get my name and address from it. Like, see, these things that we provide, we have no idea where they go and how they impact people, in a positive way that will come back to us. So I just want to come back to, just to summarize for people, because I know this stuff can be really overwhelming at times. And if it's the first time looking at it, and there's a lot of words that people maybe aren't that familiar with or whatever. But what Desiree just showed was kind of three main steps. So the first one was, you going to like this landing page, or she called it an opt-in page, where there's not a lot of clutter. There's not, it resides on a website, but it's not like full of all your about and your services and everything. And it's really directing you to do something, really to put in your email address, and it's giving you something in return. And so when you're out there talking or doing presentations, or you post something or anything, you can always put a link, by the way, I have this great X. In her case, she's got, how to grow from a one-to-one to a thriving health business. And so every time she does that, drives them here. So, she's just talking like today, she's doing an interview. This is where she could, as one option, drive people to this. And then because, she hasn't captured their email address, but she wants to capture that. And so then she captures it. It starts to set up the connections of the email that's going to go out to send the information, this video. And it's also going to provide a thank you, which gives opportunities to sell more. And so that's kind of the crux of the funnel. And then it gives you opportunities to come up with different emails and different ways to connect with people, different offers, and so forth. So that's the kind of the sales funnel type of thing. Did you want to show just a bit of how easy it is to create this in the back end? Because it seems like, wow, how would I create these beautiful designs and stuff like that if I'm not one, a designer, and two, a programmer. And that's one of the things I've seen over the years, because I used to do websites back in the 90s for companies. If you can imagine how old I am. And I mean, it used to take massive coding, and it used to take these massive designers and agencies and stuff like that. And you don't have to do either one, or even, copywriting. It's the copywriting is, you can get someone else to help you with, and that can be key. But that's one of the things you want to do on your own. Yeah. So go ahead. So you want to show it back in?
This system, if you implement this system, you don't need a copywriter, you don't need a graphic designer, you don't need a coder, you don't need separate hosting. I mean, it eliminates the need for so many things, because it's a drag and drop system, meaning you just literally have to, if you don't want to alter anything, you can keep the templates as they are. Just put in your own fonts, put in your own colors, or if you really want to play with it, you can modify it as you wish. The sky is the limit for what you can do with this. But the fact that you have the marketing copy on the pages, so let me just show you what you would get. You'd get the practitioner template.
That's one of the things I would say that helped me the most. And maybe at one time we can show my sales page, because that's helped me a lot. You have all the text to guide you. This is where you put, like, I love this. Let clients know what you do in one sentence. Okay, so that may not be super easy. And you also have some academy and guidance to say how to figure some of that out. But this is what you like. It's totally the anatomy of this sales page. It's like, this is what has to be in the first big headline. And then, your image goes here. And then I love the next one. Mention exactly who you help, how you help them, and in what way. List practical ways their lives will change using your services. Like, it's an insert name of program. And then this name of program is the only program for, like, it's so step-by-step, the text, step-by-step, the design, the layout, everything.
Yes,
it's amazing.
We've thought of everything. We've definitely made mistakes along the way, and we don't want our practitioners. We want you guys to thrive and succeed. That's our main mission and goal. And we we want to save you tons of time and hassle and gray hair because we've made all the mistakes and we don't want you to do the same thing. So as you said, it's as long as you know and understand your ideal client, which we teach you how to do in the academy, you just sit down and the information just comes to you and it prompts you to know exactly what to write. So all of the pages are like this. So we have the lead magnet embedded into the landing page, the home page right away. So you're not just like sending them to a homepage to do nothing. There's a goal here, right? You're collecting the name and email addresses. So
can we stop that, like the next one? So let me just, because I just, this part really blew me away. So if you go back up to the top for just a second, a little bit higher, just the very first screen. Yeah, so you see in that first paragraph, it's really saying, you know, like I said, insert the name and everything. List the 3 things they don't so that they don't want to give up, or 3 things that they hate doing. This is perfect, right? Like, okay, so I don't want to give up if it's like a diet program, I don't want to give up my wine, I don't want to give up, you know, or the 3 things that they hate doing, you know, in marketing, or you've got your own business. I hate doing marketing. I hate
writing copy. I hate doing design work. Like, this is going to save you from the things that you don't have to do anyway.
Depending on who you are, you know your client, and again, you know, you can work through this with Desiree Academy, and I, you know, as a coach, business coach, I can help you with some of this as well. So it's just getting a little bit of clarity there, and then you go down. Okay, so now it's that kind of summary. Then you go down. It's like, okay, download your, and you got insert the title of your lead magnet. Lead magnet is the free thing you give away in order to get a lead of somebody who might be interested. And then, you know, free PDF guide or video series. You've got even all, you know, and then example, claim your free beat the bloat guide. So, you know, put your other thing, you know, lose your weight, or, you know, get more clients guide, or whatever it is, right? And this is that you can even bring your picture in yourself really easily. And then you've got send to inbox. And then this, when you are working on this, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's not that complicated. It's just you click on the send to inbox. You might not want to show all the detail here, but in the background is then she helps you set up your email what they call autoresponder. So the email that's going to go out automatically is just by clicking on that, it brings up another window, and then you go through just like this step by step of how to do that. You're not going like, I remember teaching, you'd go over to mail, you'd start WordPress and you have to go over to MailChimp.
Connected to with an API. And you know how many hours I spent with ActiveCampaign on the phone? So many hours of my life, late into the night, hours and hours trying to connect everything with Zapier. And things would break and tech would not work. And when tech doesn't work, you look bad as a professional. You don't, you know, it really reflects badly on you. Because people don't have time.
I had one client and she was trying, she and another of the 2 clients were trying to get MailChimp, and I'd lay it out what they have to do and everything, but you know, I wasn't holding their hand like you guys do, step by step by step. And they got so frustrated, I think, that they created their own little group, the 2 of them, they're called them MailChimp. And every week they met. And I think for a year they met and they never ended up getting MailChimp. They became the best of friends, but they never ended up doing MailChimp, you know?
Oh my God.
So this is like, you know, I don't, you know, maybe we don't want to go into too much depth, but it's so amazing. You can just click on that, send to.
By the way, we write, so this connects to a list in the back end, which is a list that's dedicated to helping your client beat the bloating, right? You can have several lists. And we've actually written a sequence of 7 emails for you, templated emails that we know convert well. And so even within the emails, they're all templated out. All you have to do is go in and customize the emails for your niche.
It's freaking amazing. And so can you go to the next one just for fun? The next, where there's a 3 boxes. Right?
And this is where you're finally telling your clients, in a very short way, because I work with practitioners all the time where I take their websites and I'm like, oh my God, we have a file called ugly websites, because it's not just that they're ugly, but it's the fact that they don't convert. Like, you really want your website to be functional, and you're always wanting to sell at the end of the day, right? You're not volunteering when you have a business. Of course, you're helping people. You have all these other reasons for doing your business, but you need to be selling and offering and, you know, providing services all the time. And so here it gets you to really narrow down exactly what you provide And whether it's one thing, two things, three things, and then you're telling them a little bit about yourself, and then the call to action again. So I just want to show you, this is a really important part of a business. It's the booking a call system. And this, you don't have to have other systems externally for your booking a call system. So here's where you can embed video. We give you 1 terabyte of video hosting, so you don't have to use Vimeo or a paid account or YouTube or anything like that. And then you're choosing your preferred operator. So let's say I want to work with her, and then you're choosing a date and time. This allows you to eliminate the need for a secretary, because everyone's schedules just coordinate nicely, choosing your date and time. And then it prompts you to actually fill out a qualifying questionnaire. So as a practitioner, you don't want to work with everyone. You don't want to work with people that are not ready to take action and get the job done, because those people aren't going to necessarily say great things about you. So you want to be selective about who you work with, so you can customize all of this. We have quizzes, we have qualifying questionnaires, and finally they can book the appointment with you and your calendar gets updated. And then they get a sequence of emails that prompt them to show up to their call, because we know that a person needs about 7 reminders in order to show up to their call, or else you'll have a very low show up rate. So everything is very strategically thought out about the process that a potential client goes through with you.
And that's again, behind each one of these steps, as she's scrolling down, there is, like the last screen she was showing you, prompts. So in her case, she's got book your health practice strategy. Mine, it might be book your business strategy call, or someone else might be book your your mental health practice, whatever strategy or whatever. But it's all laid out exactly like this, and you just plug in the different words, and if you want to change the pictures, you add your video. But it's all prompting you. So you just, the way that I did it when I did my my page is I just started at the beginning. I didn't try to go all the way up and down the page. I just started with a banner, and each step, and then, I'd finish for the day, I'd come back and I'd work a little bit more. And it was just like a puzzle, and I would just keep working down and going down and down, and
yes, because it all builds, it builds up an argument, like especially for the sales page. So I have brought up our course. So I do want you to look at the back end of this is the biggest thing you could do. You could lay out your methodology. So you have a way of working with your clients. You have steps that you usually take with your clients to show them how to get from a place of suffering to a place of resolution, from the dreadful state to the dream state. And this is something that's going to give you so much freedom. You put together your signature program. And this is what our academy looks like in the back end. So there's easy navigation. Of course, they can go through all the modules, but I want you to keep in mind, what you can do for your business and what the potential is to lay out your content. And so, this is how the back end of the learning management system works. You can enter very, very easy, guys. It's really, even a child can do this, to enter in like the code for your videos. You can have all of your lessons and your modules, and then you can have all of your downloads. So, you can download the worksheets, for example, very easily. So everything is really, there it is, it came up. These are the PDF downloads. So the sky is the limit for how you can build out your program and what you can include in your program. And you want to make the curriculum very easy to understand. I teach you how to actually lay out the content for your online program and make it very actionable. So you're not just dumping everything The first course I developed, I dumped everything that I learned into that. And so many practitioners make the same mistake, but you kind of want to make it very simple and easy to understand and give them only what they need to know. And you want to give them actionable steps so that they'll actually get results. So this system allows you to drive lots of traffic into your online course, have them go through the modules, get the results that they want, but you don't have to be there all the time. You're automating it, right? So you're actually spending your time on what you're good at, which is helping them navigate through the system, or marketing and sending more people into your system. So yes, it's a lot of work to create it once, but then you can continually benefit from it over and over and over again. We get notifications on our phone. I'm out with my kids and I get a notification that I made a sale. And there's nothing better than that feeling. You know, it's something that I
know,
created.
you wake up in the morning and you go to sale, and I love it. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things for me, you know, creating online programs, and so many people like, I want to create an online program, I want to create an online program. And, you know, and again, a few years ago, it was like, okay, I need another platform. I need Kartra, I need all these other ones. And how I use it is kind of in different ways. Like people can, for example, for my program, they can buy it as a do-it-yourself. So you go through everything all on your own. Or most of the time, what I do is I have it as the program that you go through, and then you either come work privately with me to go through each one of the modules, all your questions and exercises that you've already done.
Yeah.
Or I do it in a group setting. Maybe there's, you know, a few people or whatever. We meet weekly or every week, every other week. But it's like that content that's repeated over and over and over is done. It's a place where they can go to, and then you can dig much deeper into the process and into the problems they're having with those group or private sessions. So for me, that's where I use it the most. I mean, a lot of times people can go through a lot of the content on their own as well, but I think people like that added, you know, if you're a coach or a trainer out there, having an online and this really can be very beneficial, and you don't spend as much time teaching the same thing over and over and over, you know.
And you can give your clients get so much more value out of this, to be honest. As a health practitioner, you don't necessarily always have time in individual client consultations to tell them everything they need to know. So it's in disservice to the client, because they don't know about the fact that they have to hydrate properly and they have to, you know, regulate their stress, because you're dealing with the acute situation, which is the pain or the struggle that they're in. So if they have this system that they can go through on their own time, plus they could see you for individual consultations in between, they have the best of both worlds, and they're getting the maximum amount of attention and service that they deserve to get. So it really allows you to work, like you say, you could work with it in so many ways. And as you know, service-based practitioners always get afraid. They're like, no, I learned in school that I had to run my clinic on a one-to-one model. And how can everyone get the same program? And to one extent, that's true. But at the end of the day, no matter what health issue you're dealing with, you're always going to have to know the same foundational steps in order to get better. And you can add in the customized support. You can give them private lab testing. You can give them, you know, customized supplement support. You can give them custom meal plans. You can have this in addition to customizing for your clients. It can be.
And you're right. And again, I'll kind of look at it from, I know the roots of this program was all about like kind of healthcare professionals. And one of the things that I've seen is the extended use of this. And so just as a business or leadership consultant and coach, you know, the same kind of thing. There's some things that are very unique to each person, whether they're looking at, let's say, retirement, or they're just had, you know, kids that are maybe school age that are going back into the workforce, or they're at kind of a middle stage and they're really burnt out. You'd think, well, that would have to be so customized, how you do and help those people shifting and figuring out where they want to go. But it's not. There's some really fundamental aspects. And so, like you said, creating a signature program, to me, it's all about creating a framework of how that journey of learning goes through. And that's repeated over and over. You create courses and you bring them online. And then if it's that person, in my case, if someone's about to retire, or there's someone coming back into the workforce, there's some fundamentals, and then you can personalize that. And it's the same for all types of business. There is a journey that you can take your customers through that's kind of the base, and then you add to that, and it can add so much. And so what's so cool about this whole solution that you have is you've got the basics of the sales funnel and the website and email marketing and social media as well, which we haven't talked too much about, and the calendar. You've got the whole course that you can build there, which is really amazing. And one of the things that we'll probably talk about, I don't know if you want to show those, you're showing on screen, but is the fact that for you, and if you're out there and you're a healthcare professional, you've got some what you guys call done for you programs. So you've got like the IBS, for example, and the whole program's done and you buy it and it's loaded for you onto this platform. So you've got your very first program. And then that's the other thing, you can keep adding content. I'm always developing content, leadership content and stuff like that. And I'm putting it in my course platform all the time. And so you're always refreshing and adding new things to it. So maybe you can make a few comments about that as well.
Sure. Yeah. So we've developed a series of done for you health courses for practitioners that perhaps don't have the time to develop their own or don't feel like developing their own. So we've developed a series of professional practitioners. We've collaborated with other health practitioners to make sure that they're very, no face shows up on them. So they're very like generic, but you can add your own customization into them. So we are still working on some of these, but these will be the whole menu of done for you health courses. Right now, we have an incredible one called Supporting Clients Between Consultations. So this has been created with the exact, framework that we had, that we just spoke about, meaning that every single person needs to know certain fundamentals, such as how to stay motivated during your program, how to do the grocery shopping, how to navigate the grocery store, meal planning, setting goals, recipes, how to optimize digestion. Digestion is foundational to any health condition you're dealing with. How to stay motivated to take care of your health, how to sleep properly, how to de-stress, how to get proper nutrition, how to analyze your symptoms, so that you know that something's going on with your body. And so this is a done for you course that we upload directly into your tech platform as a funnel, which means that in the back end, you are able to analyze the metrics and analytics of exactly when people are thriving in a certain area of your program, or maybe at some point they're dropping off. So as Lianne said, it's not going to be the final iteration of your program. It's always a work in progress. If you know that people are dropping off and, getting demotivated at a certain area of your program, you're going to survey them and see what's going on, what's wrong. And then you're going to go in and just tweak and fix. So because it's done for you, you do have the ability to customize it as much as you want. For some of my clients, I say, take the videos and just redo them with your own voice, or add another piece of content, add another download, but at least you have the foundation that's going to save you a lot of time and energy of trying to do it on your own.
And especially for a first time, you can brand it yourself, right? You can have your own brand.
Totally.
Change any of the wording.
You can price it the way that you like.
Yeah. And so it's a great way to get yourself up and going. You think about, okay, I got to develop all the content. Now I have some content. And, one day maybe you'll develop them or maybe I'll help you develop them for other stuff like leadership, or who knows. There's so many opportunities for the done for you type of courses out there, so that you can get started.
Yes.
For different types of practitioners, or you focus on the healthcare practitioners. And so that's all holistic healthcare practitioners could take one of those and just get started, and then it's like, okay, this is working. Maybe I'll create one that's more customized to my own signature framework that I want to sell as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool.
Yeah, it basically has everything you could possibly dream of having. We teach you how to write your signature webinar in order to, it's in a specific psychological process to build up your argument. We give you the slide deck for that. We give you the worksheet in order to literally lay out your slide by slide webinar. And this is something that you can keep on repeating. We teach you how to run a 3 to 5 day challenge in order to get excitement and generate leads into your system, drive them into your challenge, give them a real taste of what you have to offer, then invite them into a strategy call. We give you just everything. We give you templates, social media templates. So you don't have to hire a graphic designer. We give you all of the Canva templates for your Facebook banners, which are always a pain in the butt because they always change their dimensions. Your Instagram banners. I mean, everything. You really don't need anything else outside of this platform but a Zoom account. That's it. Otherwise, you have every single thing you need within one ecosystem. And it all communicates with each other. So everything is connected in the back end. You even have your CRM system to really keep all of your client data, your client information. You can know exactly what they downloaded, what their interest is, which list they signed up to. A lot of analytical data in the back end. You can track your conversions, how many people are opening up your emails, what's working, what's not. There's A/B testing where you can test different landing pages. It's all mobile responsive as well. It's run on very fast servers. You don't need external hosting. There's a lot you don't need once you have this in place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really amazing. And maybe you can just show that screen where you kind of compare all
Mm-hmm.
the different types of technology. And I go through this, and as I'm migrating to your platform and trying to get rid of all the other tech that I have, my email suppliers, and I have a calendar, I have an email, I have a course, I have a website, I have all these things that are $100, hundreds of dollars a month,
Yes. Yes.
that I'm
And
like, so yeah, go ahead.
by the way, everything I show here is like exactly what you would get, except it would be yours. You would customize it to your own needs. Okay. So this is a sales page, which is otherwise known as a landing page. This is a dedicated page where you would let your clients know exactly what it is that they can purchase from you, whether it's a program or a service or consultation service, whatever it is. This is how nice it is. This is what you can do. It's very clean. It's very simple, and it looks good. It looks professional. So
change colors if you want, the fonts and stuff like that.
images.
It may be interesting to see mine too after after this. But yeah, if you can show this,
yes,
it's really cool. Yeah.
So what I was saying to Lianne before, which she knows very, very well herself, is that in order to run an online business, and we know that the world is, heading towards online learning. It is the thing right now. Even schools are heading towards online learning. So we know that in order to run an online business that flows properly, that offers the automated systems, you need to have all of these in place. So we did a little bit of a comparison with the most popular companies. And we saw that at the end of the day, you'd be paying over $1,000 a month for your whole system. Mm-hmm. But we offer just our tech platform for $73 a month. So it's definitely much more economical, and everything is in one place. When you have all of these systems in different places, you have to find a way for them to communicate with one another. And you're always using external software to try to connect them, but it's always difficult. It's always
the right hand side looks like where I'm moving from over to you guys. It's like, the platform, yeah, Kartra, website, yeah, same thing. I've got the e-commerce, the email automation, booking software, all of those. And so it's hundreds of dollars a month, so it's not, like you said, it's not only more economical, hugely more economical, is that they all fit together. And even way more so is that none of these platforms I found as lead you through the design, the layout, the text, the linkage of everything like you guys do. And the other thing that I found is amazing too is that you and Gabby are available. If I come up against a snag, I can't figure out something. It's like, I just text you or whatever. It's amazing. You guys are so helpful. I don't get
so available. We just had a comment that one of our practitioners is looking into our platform. She's with another platform right now. She says that they recommended to her that they would see her once a month, and she would have to get a list of all the questions compiled over the course of a month. And then she could come and present it to them. When you're building a sales funnel, you have about 1 minute until you want the answer. And I know that for me, I want the answer right away, and I want to get it done right away and get it completed. So we are so there for our practitioners. You can speak to any of our practitioners and they'll tell you that we're there sometimes within minutes and sometimes within hours. We're giving you Loom videos, we're demonstrating, we're going into the back end of your website, helping you actually build things out so that you can really, by the end of the sessions, you have something to go away with at all times. So you're absolutely right. We're very dedicated to helping you guys succeed. That's what we want for you.
It's amazing. So like this, the one you have in purple there is if you want to just buy the whole system. We also have an academy, which is you offer monthly too. So you can go in and that's your silver platform, right? So yes. That way you're everything you need kind of step by step to understand how to market yourself. What are the strategies and actions and so forth.
Yes,
you can do. And so that's a guided thing. You've also got like coaching as the third gold version.
Yes.
And that you guys do amazing coaching. If anyone's interested in my clients, I can also provide coaching to kind of marry with the silver or the bronze as well. So it's really, you know, if you want to totally do it yourself, or you want some guide through their academy, or you want even, you know, the full-on coaching, it's all there. And that's what's great, is it can build. You don't pay everything thousands and tens of thousands of dollars up front. You build it as you go, and you're getting help along the way.
And this is what, you know, when you get the platform, you have your checkout pages, you even have your pricing page like this. So you could offer different tiers of your program and charge accordingly for it. Obviously for gold, you know, if coaching is provided, they're paying more for your time. We have the silver, we have the bronze, and we find that individuals who purchase just the tech platform, even though you get an entire like a mini tech academy to teach you how to go through the tech, questions come up, you know, you still need support and help. So we find ourselves really coaching on all levels of the programs.
Yeah. So do you mind if I just share quickly mine?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Let me stop sharing.
So let me see. Yeah. So as this was what you call more like a landing page for one of my main coaching signature program. And I followed, like I said, I followed step by step. So, you know, they put the banner in here, they had, you know, they put describe exactly what you need, you know, to say, and what's your overall key things. And just every step of the way, I followed the direction and just put in my text, my color scheme, my pictures, and, you know, and then again, you know, ready to call. I got the link back there. You know, how she talked about the different things. And I love, it's so beautiful. Like, I just love the look of it. And, you know, I describe my course in more detail, and, you know, who I am. And then like you said, the different course programs and different, you know, whether you're doing it yourself, you're in a group, or, and a little guarantee, and then a little bit more sales information, and some common questions we have here, testimonials. All this stuff was everything, frequently asked questions, and how to put them there. It was all just fill in the blanks. That's what this is. I want to change a color, fill in this blank. I want to change the words here. Everything was laid out for me, everything. I'm like blown away. I just love this page. I think it's amazing. So I'm going to develop from it.
The best reward for us is to see our pages in action, and to see our coaches out there just promoting their services, because you should never allow the tech or the strategy to stop you, because you can always learn this stuff, and you have an easy solution here to help you get it up and running fast.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's exciting. Now I'm trying to figure out how to stop sharing, because I don't know. I did something. Let me just grab this. Hold on a second. Where are we?
That's so I'm going to start sharing so I can take over.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That was good. I don't know what I did here. I lost something.
What am I sharing here? On my home screen?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, I think it's behind my camera. That's probably why. Hold on a second.
Oh, we can just completely stop sharing.
Yeah, I know why, because it was behind my camera. I had the camera in front of my all the little toolbar. Is there anything else that you wanted to share about this platform? Like this whole, like, you know, I like what you called ecosystem. It's a whole marketing, sales, and online course ecosystem. Everything you would need to do that. You know, it's really phenomenal. Oh, one of the things you did say too is that I've used as well is your webinar slide deck. Yes. It's a step-by-step, just like you do here on the platform. It's like, let's say it's 20 slides or something like this. This is what you're supposed to be presenting in your first slide. This is how you tease out the problem and how you start to provide the solution. Every one is designed with all the information. You just plug it in. It's amazing.
Yes, and it's designed to work. We know how we know the psychology of a consumer and how the argument has to build in order for the client to be excited and say yes at the end. So there's a lot of thought behind every single part of, and lots of research that went into it. Even the landing pages, how they're laid out, like there's a lot of research and strategy that went into everything in the back end. So I guess what I do want to say is having something like this, guys, will facilitate your life. It'll change your life. It will improve your life. So we have clients. I have a client in Costa Rica right now. She used to live in the United States. Having an online business like this and our tech platform allows her to literally sit on the beach. I mean, of course, she works hard. I'm not saying you can stop working and just have pina coladas all day, but it's allowing her to be in a different location and have that location and freedom, independence. And, you don't have to travel somewhere else. You can also want to have more time with your children or want to have time to pick up a new hobby. So instead of fiddling with tech all day, you can fully be there for your clients because you have the proper systems established and set up, and they look good and they are, kick-ass product, because you're going to show up with more confidence once you know that everything works properly. And once you know that you have something established in the back end. If you give a talk or a Facebook Live or a webinar, you're going to show up with confidence because you know that what you have to offer is amazing. So it really changes everything. It changes everything for you.
Yeah, it really does. That there's so many different applications. I have quite a few clients who are psychologists, therapists, and they are going to continue to do the one-on-one module method therapy. But they also, a lot of them get interested in different areas like mindfulness or couple counseling or conscious decoupling or all these different things, and that they can create more these group programs that they can do online, and like we said before, they can have the whole course and then they supplement it with group or private coaching as well. So it's an addition to the business. I had another friend of mine who started working with me who was a writer, and I kept saying to her, you gotta like teach writing, right? It's like, I'm not going to go into universities and teach writing at this stage of my life. And she ended up creating her writer's kitchen, which around the table, everyone was handing in writing assignments, and we talked and stuff like that. I kept saying to her, you got to be online. This is a type of program for her, because it would be so overwhelming for her to kind of think of all the aspects of how to create a program. But she's delivered her program already, probably 10 times, to groups and stuff like that. And she's got it down pat. She's got it. So just to bring it on here and have the sales funnel and stuff like that would be amazing. So there's so many different types of people that are giving this, kind of training on an ongoing basis, developing it over and over and over.
Yeah.
Use this.
Yes. It's for people to bring their expertise and their passion to life and finally get it down, into a system, into a platform, so that even, when you're retired into your older years, if you need some supplemental income or you need, something like that.
Stay connected and giving and stuff. This is one of the things that I preach all the time, is that refirement rather than retirement. And because we know that when we stay connected to a passion and purpose, and we do it in a different way, maybe than we did in our career, because we're more free, we want to travel, as you said, and before, like, just be location non-specific, that we live healthier and we live longer. There's so much proof to that. So you may maybe do 5 hours a week or whatever, but you're staying connected and you're bringing that wisdom that you've gleaned through your professional, your personal life. It's like it's your legacy to the world, rather than just money you're going to pass along. It's all that you learn, and this is one of the best ways to do that. And
that's so beautiful.
More and more savvy. It doesn't take it like a computer genius to figure all this out. That's what's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Well, we've just come to 8 o'clock, and who knows how it worked on Facebook Live. I hope it all worked out well.
It's a nice time, yeah. And so you're going to post your link as well. So it's going to be a link. I think what you'd love is if anyone is interested, I guess, to you offer a free a free strategy session. So if any of you are interested in knowing how this works, or if you're struggling in your business to try to figure out what exactly, how you would put your methodology online or how it would all work, so we can get on a strategy call and discuss your needs and how this could potentially fit into your business and life. And then if you're interested in the platform, I can show you how to sign up, and we can get you all registered.
Great.
Yeah,
That's good. So I'm going to put that link
in
the Facebook group, and then yeah, and then for those of you who maybe want to also talk to me, just to kind of say, yeah, they may know me, and I'd like to know a little bit more about Desiree's platform and Gabby, and I'd love to share my own experience. And as a business coach for so many years, I don't promote a lot of stuff, and most of you who know me well know that I don't. And this is one ecosystem that is amazing, and I've been looking for it for my clients for so many years. So I'm glad you guys brought it to fruition. I really think it's going to just take off like crazy over the next few years. So it would be great for people to get on the ground floor with you, to really, so.
That means so much coming from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for the time. So I guess I just have to end the call, and it'll end.
Yeah. And then it'll be available for the replay for anyone who wants to watch. It'll be stuck in time. It'll never go away.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, look forward to talking to you soon.
Okay, take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.